Live.
Hey folks, good morning and welcome to Phoenix Business Exchange East End Edition. You know what? It's the 27th of August. What happened to the summer? And if you thought it was hot, maybe out west it is. Here it's like it's 12 degrees. Like, whoa, what's going on? I'm turning on the heat. We're going to have to call Matt for the other end of the spectrum of managing our cooler temperatures. Let me share some advice and information from our Phoenix website. It's pbx.ca. And Lord Tundren, there he is. Uh, Mike Wazowski. Yeah, he's the focus of the week, the charity golf tournament. You want to register, still can do it. We're almost at the closure point of taking in registrants. The We have maybe about 4 or 5 more spots. So if you're going to register soon. Want to hear more about it? Click on the video that Mike has here on pbx.ca. And look at that. The little red buttons here, they're your ways into the meeting. So if you're Monday morning, 8 to 9 Eastern Standard Time, come on in, Bell's Corners Group. Today is Wednesday, obviously 8 to 9 Eastern. And if you want to come on in and say, hey, what do you do and more about your business, you're more than welcome to do it. It's a good way to advertise and promote your existence in the world at large. Thursday morning, 8 to 9, that's the South End Group. Now, tomorrow it's going to be a special thing, and I'll get into that in a little bit. Thursday afternoon, between 1 and 2, Tony's got a special, actually not even special, a new chapter that's opened up for the midday business folks that can't make the early morning. And come on in. September 2nd, 7 p.m. Penny Lee's going to be there, and she's going to do the after hours group, and she is there to help you on the accountability piece. She's not showing up with a whip and making you run fast. She's not the sergeant major. She's there just to help you stay on track with your projects and to help encourage you. And that's the whole scoop in that piece. East Trade Winds every Tuesday, 8 to 9, free to attend. Come on in. And it's business folk from across Canada, overseas, and south of the border. Facebook Live meditation class with Tony. You're having a hard week, 1:30 p.m. Just latch into this and you'll have a zone out moment and you get zen-like with your life. And oh, look at that. And I think that's tonight. There's a sound bathing event with Tony at 7 p.m. You know, a little bit of gong, and then just go and off to the races you go. I'm not doing it true justice, so don't hold it against me. Phoenix Charity Golf Tournament. Click this button here, register. Penny's got Movement is Medicine with Nia classes, and she's going to host a classes, some online, some in person. Click the button, and you'll go down that rabbit hole. Friends Friday potluck. So that's an in-person event, not Zoom. Bring food, 6:30 at Penny Lee's house on September 12th. And then the South End group, as I was mentioning earlier, they are meeting in person tomorrow at 7:30 a.m. Free to come on in, check it out. It's at River Lounge, and it's a good place. QR directory. So if you're curious about anybody that's here and you want to know more about what they do, click that. It's something that all Phoenix members have. They have a link back to their profile. That profile makes it easy to find out their contact information, whether it's a cell number, a phone number, an email, whatever the case might be, plus some videos. So that QR code, it's been used 2,877 times year to date. And so that means there's been 2,800 times someone has tapped that card to make a connection. Business between members, $4.9 million worth of business since 2016, and year to date, almost $160,000 worth of business between the members. And that's not, hi, I'm going to introduce somebody to Sam, and then Sam fixes their brakes. It's me coming up to Sam saying, hi, Sam, order me some parts, which he did, for the wife's vehicle, and so it can be fixed up. And by the way, his pricing is really good. And I'm going to stop share, and I'm going to go to a educational minute with the lovely Jacqueline Richards, because she is really knowledgeable and has a lot of insight to life on the mortgage universe. Jacqueline, over to you.
Well, thank you, Bernie. What a lovely thing to say. And as I sit here, I know there's so many myths that people are thinking about with regard to mortgages. I want to say that it's fun and a happy situation with these mortgage myths, but I will start with myth number one, that a pre-approval guarantees your mortgage approval. That's a myth. You know, it's one of the most common misunderstood exceptions. So a pre-approval is just an initial introduction to what could be the capacity that anyone looking for a property could manage. It is simply an estimate on information that has been uh, acquired, but it's not a firm commitment until the lender sees and the mortgage consultant, agent, broker sees the final information about income, final information about credit, final information about down payment. They need to be verified. A pre-approval is not done till we see all of those documents, and always have it handy in a file folder saying, this is the information I need, because I cannot be accepted unless I offer this information to my mortgage agent. It's all about standards. It's about the appraisal, the property that you purchased. Was it the correct or close purchase price? That's what the lender needs to see in the appraisal. So there's a number of things that go on before you have your conditioned approval. A pre-approval is a great start. It's not done until it's done. So when you're looking for strategies, please let me know, because I can answer many of your questions.
Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate that information and really sagely advice about how to stay in the right lane to get success. We are live on LinkedIn. The LinkedIn feed link is right there in the chat. Feel free to update and communicate your contact details. We're going to do a round robin of, hey, what's been going on? And we're going to start off with Mr. Sam, and then we will go to Susan. Sam, over to you, sir.
Thank you, Bernie. Good morning, everyone. Sam Sturs, connectedcars.ca. There's my contact information in the chat. Well, my specialty is dash cameras, just like the one I have here in my hand that I'm going to be installing in Q's new vehicle that she bought. Especially this one is that it comes, first of all, it recognizes voices, and it actually responds in the like language. There's 6 different languages: English, German, French, Spanish, Italian, and Chinese. So quite nice. If you want to take a picture with your dash camera, they can do that from voice recognition. Besides dash cameras, I also do minor repairs, oil changes, brake jobs, things like that. And speaking of that, I also did some work on our friend Eric Senego's vehicle this week. He had an issue with the microphone in his stereo system that I installed a few years ago. He accidentally pulled the mic out of it, and I replaced that just yesterday. Besides Eric, I mentioned Q there. Bernie, you mentioned there that I got some parts for his wife's vehicle. I got one already, Bernie, and I'm waiting on the other one. So one down, one to go. That's it for me, Sam Sturs, connectedcars.ca. Today's mobile electronics without the cost of a new vehicle, and lots more.
Sam, thank you so much. And one of the things we are looking for in our cluster, which will help our realtors and our mortgage workers, is a home inspector, because that's one of those things, the due diligence piece. You want to save yourself of that surprise. If you know someone's a home inspector, have them come out and reach us. Come on in, or reach out to Penny Lee. Mrs. Susan McGarry, over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Bernie. This morning I'm going to change it up just a little bit, because usually I just say I'm with a company, Pure Trim, that sells Mediterranean health and wellness supplements. But Wendy's text this morning really inspired me on something that I'd forgotten about. Many of you may not know already, I work with my sister's restaurant, Felina's, once a week, every Monday. And my brother-in-law is 82 years old. And what I noticed over the 13 years is his memory was declining. His energy was really, really low. His mojo, he was losing that ownership, I own this restaurant mojo. And I just talked to the kitchen manager, because my sister wouldn't do it. She wouldn't make sure he was consistent on the product. So I send Cardio 9, Daily Complete, that's the multivitamin, the meal replacements, and the Synergy Defense, which is good for his microbiome. That's your brain function, your immune system, and your energy. And he's been on it consistently now for about 6 months to a year. And the significant change in his his clarity, his workmanship. The guy's in there every day doing the liquor runs, doing the tennis runs, and he's working as a server every single night. So I just wanted to share the importance of addressing root cause and keeping your body healthy so that instead of going on a decline, you can actually reverse it and go on an incline. And that's my motivation when it comes time to helping with people. So if you know anyone that's looking to overcome joint muscle pain, better digestion, better memory, better brain function, anything like that, please reach out to me. I have some great informational videos that will help educate you on what these products can do. I had some repeat business with Wendy. Thank you so much, Wendy. Super excited for you and your mom. And of course, it's always great to see Tony when he comes down with his wife on his motorbike. And I didn't have the Cardio 9, but I will have it for you. And finally, we might be doing a function here in Calabogie for the members of here at my home, maybe next summer when this one just went by so fast. So thank you so much, Bernie. Back to you.
Hey, Susan, thank you so much. We have something that's out of East Radewinds. It's free to utilize. It's about cyber training and how not to get hooked into a phishing scam. And they just run you through a simulation. It's free for folks, and where they make their monies off if you're doing a business and you're training a whole office suite. And who did I say was coming up next? Who did I say? Well, the fickle finger of fate is swinging over to Mr. Matt Lidard. And then we will go to Kat.
Good morning, everybody. Matthew Lidard here from Arizona HVAC Services. I want to talk a little bit about, health. Seems to kind of be the trend nowadays. And so last week, I went to a client's house. They were having some issues, headaches, feeling sick, and just not feeling good in their house. And they had a basic air quality tester in their house that they were concerned about their carbon dioxide levels in their home. So I went out to have a look at seeing how we can improve some air quality in their home. They had an HRV in their home that was a little undersized for the size of their home, so it wasn't moving enough air and it wasn't working very well. But I thought, well, instead of just throwing the whole kitchen sink at them and everything and trying to fix this problem, I have an air quality tester that we pay it's quite expensive. The system's about between $5,000 and $6,000 that we paid for it. And what I can do is I could bring it to clients' houses, set it up for them in their house, and get some results and see what's going on. It tests for formaldehyde, VOCs, which is volatile organic compounds, which is off-gassing of many different things, aerosol sprays, candles, the furniture in your home. And these are stuff that are cancer-causing agents and things like that, and are harmful to your health. So I set that system up before we even recommended anything to them. I left it with them for 4 or 5 days. Over the weekend, went back and looked at the results, and they had some crazy volatile organic compounds building up in one area of their house because they moved it to another area, and they tracked it when they moved it. And I can see from my testing that the volatile organic compounds were well over 4,000 ppm, which is parts per million in one area of the home. And then we moved it, and it was very, very low in the other areas of the home. What we discovered was that the old antique piece of furniture that we had set the tester up on had some sort of chemical spilt in it years back, and it was degrading the wood and eating away at the piece of furniture. So we determined that it was that piece of furniture that was actually causing the issues, was the main source. So we're able to remove that main source from their house. Now they still want to go ahead with throwing the kitchen sink at it. They're very adamant about keeping clean air. Both their daughters are sick. They were gone away for a couple of weeks, had no headaches, would come home, headaches started back up again, felt sick again. So we're putting in a new HEPA filter system, a UV light to kill off volatile organic compounds, a new upgraded filtration to increase some airflow in their home, and a new HRV in their house. So, these are things that we can help people out and help make you more comfortable and healthier in your home. So if you or anybody you know are interested in something like this, or like an air quality test done in your house, please feel free to reach out. I can get a snapshot within about a half hour of sitting down with you, having a quick conversation, having a coffee, and then look at some of the results. And if we see some alarming numbers, we can always arrange something where I can leave it with you for a longer period of time. You can move it around your house, see what the results you're getting from around the rest of the house, and then go from there and see what we can do to help you be more healthier. Thank you very much, Matthew Ledard, Arizona HVAC Services. Quality you can trust, guaranteed.
Matt, awesome job. Good to know. Golf tournament. One more time. There is the link for the tournament if you're so interested. So it's 9 holes with cart, $88 plus tax. And I think we're going to go to Susan McGarry next. Yes. No, did I do so? Was it? Hang on. I didn't pick the next person, did I? I was going, hang on. The round. Kat, sorry. Over to you, Kat. And then Tony.
So health seems to be the theme. Now, I don't have the same kind of health you guys do. So I'm going to go with how healthy is your business? I'm not talking about your cash. I'm talking about your marketing, your strategies, your website, anything and everything that gets you found online and offline. So I want to talk to all of you and anybody else you know to find out just where you are in comparison to where you should be to promote your products and your services. And if you guys want to take me up on that, I would love to have a one-to-one with you, do an audit of your marketing process, all completely free of charge to make sure that you are where you need to be as we get ready to go into the next year. Thanks, Bernie.
Yeah, thank you so much. So it'll be Tony and then Jacqueline. And so the next quick item on the agenda is Wayne Pratt, Matt Hoxley have a book called Freshly Brewed Coaching. Since Wayne is my co-conspirator with the Knack for Business podcast and East Tradewinds. Ta-da. And Tony and then Jacqueline. Tony, over to you, sir.
Thank you very much, Bernie. I'm going to go over the I have stuff so far. Had a busy week. I sent a referral to Redmond, our group lawyer. Just recently did a transaction for my mom's condo, and now we need a lawyer for the real estate part of it. And ongoing business with Stephine. Went over to Susan McGarry's house and picked up a few things, and it looks like we're going to continue doing some business for some Cardio 9 and some other stuff that we picked up. And met with Mike, did a sponsor for his PayPal sponsor, and ongoing business with Wendy until that all is gone. And Jacqueline is going to be my partner for the golf. So thank you, Jacqueline, for that. I went ahead and took care of that because I know she loves to golf, and pleased to have her as my partner, or at least hope so. But in the golf cart, I'm driving. Okay. And a little shout out to Josh, our IT guy in the Bell's Corners group. Just an amazing service, just like Arizona. I think we're going to have to call it the Josh Arizona quality thing, because it's a totally set apart from the way that when people need help, they're right there, even at 10 a.m. on a Sunday night. Who would be up at that point with problems? But yeah, these guys are very, very, service is just second to none. So love to have you, Matt, for that. And well, tonight is sound bathing night. This is where you bring a question to tonight's event, whether it's virtually or in person. I have a few spots left for the in-person, and based on our last experience of because we have just a regular type chairs that you can get at Costco, we had a few people that sitting for 2 hours in those chairs was a little challenging. So we picked up some zero gravity chairs. And so this is going to be a little better experience that you can just pass out and you can sleep there all night if you want. So we'll see how that'll work. Okay, so we still have a few spots in person if you want to come in and experience this. It's a 2-hour meditation type thing. Bring a question to yourself that you haven't made a decision on, that you're thinking, well, what do I do? You know, like whether it's the kids or your business or any important decision that you would want to be able to talk to a medium about to get a reading. We're going to teach you how to get it on your own, because you can do this, and we're just going to give you the environment and the sound and the vibration frequencies that will just come out, and you'll just know what to do by the end of the event. All right. Tony Jennis from Higher Self, we are here to raise your spirits in a continuing way. Thanks, Bernie.
Tony, thank you so much. And just to capitalize again, Kat Hurd is here to help and act as a fractional CMO. And so she's posting content. So if you have content that you want on the Phoenix social media channels, send her information, and she can post it on LinkedIn. She can post it on Facebook, Instagram, wherever the ponies are. She can bring the ponies to bear and make that happen. Jacqueline, over to you, ma'am.
And again, I'm wondering if everyone took a breath and lifted their shoulders and took them back and released them down. And we're thinking about myths. It's not about books. It's about reality. And when you ask the questions about myths, you might appreciate the answers that you'd have and receive. I will talk at this moment about this or that, which is a video that you'll see yet again. This time, this or that. Is it professional staging? Is cleaning and photography really important? And are you going to do it yourself, or are you going to hire someone to do that for you? I often think if your property is going on to MLS, you probably want to consider hiring a professional. That job takes time and effort, and it also takes a little bit of money. You probably want to think the cost of having it professionally done, knowing that the first look is the most critical. So when you're looking for opportunities to sell faster, look stronger, and you've got a realtor with you like Wendy, who might very well suggest use a photographer to get what needs to be gotten. When you're looking for the strategies for your mortgage money, you want to contact your mortgage honey.
Jacqueline, thank you so much. So if we're doing a BAM with myself, feel free to let's meet at Hive. It's nice and central here in Ottawa. And if you need someone to stand in for you for one of these sessions, for one of the Phoenix meetings, get a hold of Mike. He is really, he is super handy. And I'm just going to put my contact details in here if I don't flip away from my screen again, like I just did there a second ago. And what do? I business concierge. I connect people. You've seen some of the stuff with AdHive. You've seen the stuff with Wayne promoting the book. The other information about Cyberhoot, that's an example of some of the stuff, and that's all happening inside the Easter Egg Wins box. So you're welcome to come in there. You can see past presentations. It's available to take a gander. And Knack for Business, it's a podcast, and we have a good reach. We're getting now close to 7,000 downloads a week, and so it's motoring. And I'm going to stop talking because you know what? Our speaker is coming up. She just muted her mic. And so I'm going to keep entertaining you with sounds and joy and happiness. If you have other things you want posted, like calendar events, you can go on into the Phoenix website and also put prompts in for a calendar. So if you have events that are happening in the local community or that you're hosting too, so you can do that in conjunction with Kat. Wendy, over to you, ma'am.
Good morning, everyone, and happy Wednesday. I'm Wendy Chung, real estate broker with Century 21 Synergy and a team lead at the Ottawa House and Condo Group. This morning, we talked a lot about health, healthy homes, and just health in general. And isn't that what we're all here about? If you're not healthy, you're not productive, right? And we're all in business. And today, my focus is about buyers, because without buyers or consumers, we don't have a business, right? So we actually we have to serve our clients. So I'll just start with ongoing business. So Jacqueline and I are working on a final approval for my clients. We're praying that by Friday, everything will go through. That's when conditions are due. And Susan McGarry, thank you very much for the Cardio 9. We are all in. Kat, we're going to have our second meeting soon. Matt Ladard, ongoing business with you and also with Tony. So thank you. I'm going to share my screen, and if I may. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Is everyone able to see my screen?
Yes.
You're
Yes,
good.
excellent. Okay, wonderful. So let's begin. So the top 10 things to know for buyers. So as you know, buyers, consumers are very important to all of us because that's what makes everything go around. All right. Okay, so the first thing is budgeting basics. So understanding the buyer's financial limitations is crucial before purchasing a property. So we have to establish a realistic budget to help prevent any future financial strain, and it also ensures a smart investment decision. So this is where a mortgage broker, Jacqueline Richards, comes in, where we collaborate together with the buyers to ensure that they have all their ducks in a row, they're providing all the documents, and everything checks out so that we know where and how much they can shop for. Choosing the location is also extremely important. I have buyers coming to me telling me it doesn't matter the location. This is my budget. I can go east, west, north, or south. Well, honestly, that's not the way to focus your search. You have to know where you want to be because location is very important for you to live and be able to access whatever amenities you need in the area. So the right area can significantly impact your lifestyle and your property value. Consider amenities, schools, community engagement before making your decision. Home inspections, also very important. I know that we're looking for a home inspector in this group. I gotta say that the home inspectors that I work with my clients are super busy. So anytime that I offer them a position with Phoenix Group, they tell me we don't have time, we get enough business. So I know there's a lot of inspectors out there, so perhaps we could dig a little deeper to find a home inspector who could join our group. Home inspectors understand the importance of home inspections, which can actually save you, the buyer, from unexpected costs, and it will ensure a sound investment in your new property. I never dissuade my buyers from doing a home inspection. Now, I realize that we went through some times between 2020 and 2023 where we had a very competitive market, and buyers, in order to win or obtain the property in competition against other buyers, it was to play around with some of the conditions. So a home inspection and sometimes final approval for a mortgage were then deleted out of the agreement of purchase and sale in order for the buyers to be competitive against other offers from other buyers. And so therefore the sellers are more eager to work with that type of offer because there's no risk to the seller, but all the risk goes to the buyers. Financing options. Of course, this is not something that I discuss with my clients. This is something that Jacqueline Richards would discuss. You know, their financing options, what's better, go variable, go fixed, go 2-year, go 3-year, go 5-year. All that information is always discussed with a mortgage specialist. The legal checks, this is where our lawyers are coming into the process of the buyers buying. So before purchasing, conducting thorough legal checks is crucial for us. So we have FinTrack and we have legal documents that we need to fill out and verify with the purchaser even before they get a chance to sit in front of the lawyer. The lawyers are only there at the very end. Once the deal is firm, all the paperwork gets sent over to the lawyer and the lawyer does their part of the process in order to see a successful closing. Negotiation strategies. This is where I shine. I absolutely love negotiating for my clients. I'll give you an example. The clients that Jacqueline and I are currently working with, they met with me 3 times before deciding that I was the right person, the right professional realtor who was going to help them with this wonderful first step into home ownership. And in doing so, I explained to them that when they are interviewing an agent to represent them, they need to find a shark. And what I mean by that is they need someone who's going to stand behind them, give them all the information and strong strategies in order for them to win the race. So we had submitted a few offers on different properties. We found ourselves in multiple offers. So that was always a challenge for them as well as anyone who is competing against other buyers, because we don't know how badly the other buyers want the property and how high we should go in terms of an offer price on the agreement of purchase and sale. So as it turns out, there was a house that came up on the market in the area, the prime location that they were looking in within their budget. So I booked a showing immediately, and we were the first ones to visit that property. Now, the listing agent required us to give 24 hours irrevocable, which means we had to submit an offer with a 24-hour clock. So we had to wait a long time in order for us to be able to be considered. And of course, once we submitted the offer, the listing agent was fishing around to get more offers because, of course, that agent represents the seller. As it turns out, we went so fast and we offered a very good terms and conditions and a price for that property that we ended up being the only ones at the table, and we got an accepted conditional offer. So the conditions for this property are home inspection and final approval for the mortgage. So we played our cards right. My clients were not even able to sleep the night before, but as soon as I heard the news that we were going to be moving forward with the seller, my clients, their stress level went down. So negotiation strategies are actually very, very important throughout this process for your buyers to be able to win. And mastering negotiation can significantly improve your chances of getting the best deal on your property investment. Be prepared and stay confident. Market trends. Well, currently we are in a buyer's market. We do have a lot of inventory on the market. However, there's a lot of sellers that are trying to push their limit. And what I mean by that is that they want to price slightly higher than the market value to see if there's a buyer out there that's going to buy the property at the price that they're hoping for. But what I'm finding is that a lot of sellers are having to reduce their price after a certain amount of time. 2 weeks, 30 days, 45 days. It's unfortunate because the price has everything to do with marketing your property. So understanding the current market conditions is crucial. Staying informed about property values, demand, and economic indicators can significantly influence a buyer's decision. Working with agents, again, because I'm an agent, I'm always going to say you need an agent. And it is true because you can't do this alone. As a buyer, you don't know all of the moving parts, and it's very overwhelming. And every year we have more and more legal forms to fill out. So if you were to do it on your own, you are not getting representation, which means you are bringing harm to your process of purchasing a property because you don't have access to the information that an agent does. So when you are, as a buyer, looking to purchase a property, interview different agents and figure out which one you feel can represent you the very best. Engaging a real estate agent provides expert guidance, access to listings, and negotiation skills that can save you time and money in your property search. The closing process. Completing the closing process is essential for property ownership. So some people don't know this, but yes, you do need legal counsel in order to close a real estate transaction. I am only familiar with Ontario laws. As you know, real estate is governed provincially. So I'm pretty sure that it's the same all over Canada. The closing process also involves signing documents, transferring funds, and receiving keys to your new home. So right now, lawyers are always asking the listing agent if they could leave the lockbox on the property until closing date in order for the new buyer to be able to access the keys. It's very seldom now that buyers are asked to visit their lawyer's office to pick up the keys or have the keys couriered to the buyer's workplace or home. So right now, the involvement of the realtor has increased. So that concludes my presentation for today. Does anybody have any questions? Sam?
Thanks, Wendy. I have a couple of questions. First, when we lived in British Columbia, we used something called a notary public when we closed our purchase. Are those people available in Ontario? Do you know if they are or not?
They are. Notaries are available in Ontario. However, real estate governance in the province of Ontario requires you to have a lawyer. It's not a notary.
So
They can be
they
one and the same,
really
right?
should not use a notary.
Yeah, so the term notary is not quite, they don't have the same designation as a lawyer, although they do have legal, I guess, responsibilities, but it's not the same.
Okay. And the other question I have is there's something in the news I heard about some real estate people getting in trouble with, I think it was the trust money. I think it was in the Toronto area. Can you expand on that a little bit?
It's unfortunate. Quite often, Toronto agents are always getting a slap. There seems to be a lot. I don't know what the number is now, maybe 65,000 or 70,000 agents in Toronto. And so they get their license and they do all sorts of funny things sometimes in order to make some transactions. But what I'm hearing is, and we got a notice from the Real Estate Council of Ontario, is that the registrar, who is the highest level in that organization, who oversees all the agents and all the compliance, was fired. I believe there's $10 million that's missing somewhere. No charges have been laid, but I believe it's being investigated. So I don't know exactly the details at the moment, but there are things going on. But we do hear about agents being charged with different things. And usually, I don't know why, they're mostly agents coming out of the Greater Toronto area. I don't know the details though, Sam. Yeah. And also, I don't trust the news because the news only gets about 10 seconds to give you, a couple of blurbs just to sort of pique your interest. But there's always more to it than that. So once I get more information, I can come back to you.
Okay, and I guess maybe I can ask one more further on that one. When someone buys a house, you put your down payment. Does that go to the lawyer or does that go to the real estate agent?
Yeah. So there's two things. There's a deposit. So there's just a deposit that's offered on an agreement of purchase and sale by a buyer to put a hold on the property. So the deposit is actually held in trust by the listing brokerage. Okay, so there is a trust fund and it sits there until the closing date. So the buyer's lawyer will give direction to the listing brokerage if that money is going to stay in the trust fund or it's going to be pulled out, and then the lawyers are going to, with the mortgage company, are going to decide if that deposit is going towards commissions or if it's going to go towards the down payment. So direction has to be given by the lawyer. That's why lawyers must be involved for the closing process. And the lawyers on both sides, on the seller side and the buyer side, they have to talk to each other and they have to make decisions about all of that.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Not a complicated world at all, Wendy. It just
It's
sounds very
not
simple, very
complicated.
simple. No.
I didn't realize that realtors got any of the funds because I thought it was just usually held. If it's a deposit, I could see how the realtor would hold that in trust, but to the amount of some of these that they're getting, but the transaction doesn't go through the brokerage; it goes through the banks, and it's usually transferred from the buyer to the seller or something, but.
Yeah, so the down payment is provided by the buyer, of course, and they have to bring either a bank draft or a certified check or money order to the lawyer before closing. And then that money, actually, the down payment gets deposited into the lawyer's trust account where it's held. So that's why the lawyers and the mortgage people all have to talk to each other, because everything has to be processed. Now, part of the down payment might be coming from their, let's say, RRSPs, right, Jacqueline? So it's coming from another source. So there's a lot of moving parts that need to come together. And of course, every individual transaction by a buyer is very subjective to what the agreement is, how they're going to be obtaining the down payment and the money. So sometimes relatives will gift money to that buyer, right, to help them with the down payment or help them, with the closing costs. So all of that comes into place, and the lawyers will manage that together with the mortgage specialist. Because everything has to be tracked. It's all the money, there has to be a paper trail. It's very serious money. So everything has to be documented.
Money laundering is a key sport. Kat has a question in there. What is a bank draft?
What is a bank draft? Oh, okay. So so we can't accept cash. There's no way we can accept cash.
Oh, come on. How about some gold bullion?
I know cash is king, but we're not allowed because there's no tracing of cash. So what happens is when the buyer has the money, say, in the bank account, they've moved it from their investments into their bank account. They'll go to the bank teller and they'll ask them, listen, I need to buy a bank draft for $50,000. So they won't give it to them in cash, but it's like I guess it's like a certificate of I don't know, what's the word for it, Jacqueline? How could you explain it?
Is it like a certified check? But
like
it's
a
in
certified check, yeah. But it's issued by the bank and it comes out of your account, and they ask you what it's for. And what it has written on it is it actually has the lawyer's name in trust or the listing brokerage name in trust, and it's written out to them. And at the bottom under memo, it's for the buyer to write, it's a deposit for 123 Main Street. So there is a paper trail. And so therefore that bank draft is handed in and it's going to be deposited into a trust account. It always has to say the name of the brokerage or the name of the lawyer in trust, because it's a direction that it has to go in a specific account. It doesn't go into a personal account or the brokerage account, but it has to go into the brokerage business account or the lawyer's trust account or the brokerage trust account. It's very specific. And that's where the money is held. And believe it or not, when deals fall apart and there is trust money in the account, If there's no claim within 2 years, that money goes to the Real Estate Council of Ontario. If it's not, yeah, I've known of it happening once. It was a $20,000 trust account, but the buyers and sellers, it never closed and there was legal action. But you know how long it takes for legal proceedings to happen. The 2-year mark passed, that money went to the Real Estate Council of Ontario. Nobody got that money. Yeah. So,
Wendy, I got a question for you. So most financial transactions will have to have coin of the realm transferred between parties to complete the deal. How do you swap? Do you trade assets? Like, can you, let's say, like horse trading? I've got 2 cows, you got 1 horse. I'll swap you, right? Is there a process meant in real estate assets where you can go, listen, I've got a property over here plus $5,000. Let's swap. Could you broker a deal like that? Is that? Yeah. I know it's not common.
No,
because I don't have cows in my backyard right now. I didn't do livestock here, but
yeah, you know what? I wouldn't know because I've never come across that scenario. So I can't answer yes or no. I do know that when there are country properties like farms, bringing the deal together can sometimes involve some of what you're suggesting. But I don't specialize and I've never had the experience of selling a farm, let's say, or that type of property.
Well, it could be even commercial property. Like I'm thinking, let's say if someone is buying, I need a warehouse, and you need what? Well, here's a swap. There's not. There might be a bit of a cash transaction, and I get tracking the cash so it's not laundered. But the other assets have value, right? And you're doing that in trade. How do you monetize that? Because you're getting a commission, right? You got how much is the puppy in the window to start off with, right? And then the deal gets consummated, and yeah.
You know what? I think that in a commercial deal like that, where there are assets that are being sold along with, let's say, the building itself and the property, I do believe that there are concessions made for that type of dealing. Now, there has to be an evaluation of the value of those assets, which then have a monetary value, sort of a fictitious one, right? That's part of the negotiation. But I don't have any firsthand experience, Bernie. But great question. Yeah.
No, I'm sitting there going, oh, hang on, because I could see someone bartering a little bit, to get the, you need something, I've got that something, plus here's some cash, right? And then I'm thinking, hold on, with FinTrack kind of spinning its wheels like a fidget spinner going wild, how do you make that kind of come out smooth? I guess it's a lawyer question, right?
It might be, yeah. It might be, yeah.
Yeah. That was a great question, Bernie.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was a great question, Bernie, because that would be ideal for myself. I'm looking for that farm waterfront property.
Looking for a cow?
Get rid of my condo in the city here. Trade with somebody, older person looking for a condo in the city. I'm looking to get out of the city. That would be a perfect situation.
Yeah. A lot of people are doing that. Yeah. It's is there like sometimes just an even swap between the two?
Yeah, I've known of two families that did a swap. A property in Orleans, like an N-unit townhouse in Orleans, for a property near Bear Brook that backs onto the golf course. And I don't know how they got wind of each other or how they met, but they actually, of course, they had to do it through the lawyer. That has to be all done legally. However they did it, but they had an arrangement and they made it work.
Wow.
Yeah.
You still have to pay the transfer tax, though.
Yes,
the tax man still coming.
Land transfer tax, definitely. Yeah, the cost.
Government's got to get in there somewhere.
Oh, at 8:59, we covered that ground really good.
And Sam has a question.
Oh, Sam, sorry, man.
Yes.
Go for it.
That's okay. It's not for Wendy. It's for next week. Or no meetings next week. Am I correct on that? And just the golf, right? On the Thursday, the
That's
golf is
correct.
Thursday?
And September 2nd, the evening with Penny Lee and staying focused on tasks. The after hours group at 7 p.m.
So our next meeting, the East End meeting, is the 10th. Am I correct?
That's right.
When's our next in-person meeting?
Oh, in person?
Yeah. We haven't done it in a long time in the East End here. It seems like the other groups keep
I
getting
know.
these
I've just
in-person-
been so busy with it. The South group was always saying we want an in-person meeting.
Yeah, it'd be nice.
So we end up doing that. But we haven't had much feedback on the East in person. But we can schedule one. We can do one in September. If
I like
you
the
guys.
in-person ones myself.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Well, usually it's an off week, so usually it's the third or the fourth week for the South. The East is about a week or so before that, so we could probably do somewhere around the middle of September on the Wednesday. So okay, we can set that up.
Cool.
Okay, all it needed was just to speak up. Yeah, so it's all good.
Tony, can you make it hybrid because I don't want to miss it?
Okay, I can do it for you.
No, we're gonna fly you in.
Kat, come on, buy your ticket. Come on.
Awesome. Okay. Well, we'll see you not next week, but the week after. Have a good
Yeah.
week, Ray. Happy
Have a
long
good
weekend.
week.
All right,
Okay.
so I'm going to close off with a quote.
Golf course there, Mike. All right, Matt. We'll see you on the golf course.
Oh, yes.
That's right. That's coming next week. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Quote for the day: experience teaches only the teachable. Aldous Huxley.